So cool. And that's, by the way, we only covered one of your internships. The second one.
The second one, the second one was actually the first one that I signed up to. But
you got the offer for it and you signed, right?
Yeah, it's like boom, right away. Cause yeah, man, it's freaking unbelievable. I just gotta say it. It's like that. Cause we are talking about the creator of the original Football Manager video game back in 1982.
You're working with him.
Yeah.
You're working with the original Football Manager guy that made the original Football Manager.
Yes, indeed. It's insane, but it's also like.
And you're also the only person working with him, correct?
As far as I know,
like
yes.
For this new stuff he's working on right now, you're the only person that's working with him, like as like under him, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Like he told me, like, I asked him if he had interviewed any other candidates, if he was like expecting anybody else's answer. He was like, no, you're the only one that I reached out to, like if you're good to go, let's get this everything signed up. And that's what happened. After you're going through the whole interview and stuff, it's man, and it's again I didn't find him, he found me. Like if he saw my resume, like, because you do have to have a resume, upload a resume and stuff for them to see and describe. Not describe, but pick like areas of interest where you would like to be working in, like the types of fields, and gaming was obviously one of them, as was music.
Right. And to clarify, I also remember Acadium whenever it was Gen marketing or something like that. Gen M, yeah. So I did use it for that, so I'm familiar with what you're talking about. And for other people that know it as Gen M, it's called Acadium now. And again, highly recommend that you try it out. But please keep going. I wanted to clarify that it used to be something else. So they might know it as something else.
I knew it too as Gen M, like, but I hadn't signed up until recently. But like it was, I just picked gaming as one of those areas, as I had done with music.
Right. Because like, what did you actually study during school?
It's it's marketing, so the areas of interest. You could do like car insurance, something like that
as your area of interest, if you wanted to.
If you wanted to, it's just I went for what are my interests, and paid off. It totally paid off, man. Not gonna lie, it's crazy. And he liked what he saw, and we talked and we signed up, and we talked a little bit, had the interview, and then sign up. Very neat process, simple, and start working right away, pretty much. And now we just working
10 hours a week for both, right? For each one.
Yep, 10 hours.
Fucking nice, dude. And like, just being able to put that on your resume, it's like you worked with these two people, and that's a good amount of work too that you're getting from them.
Yeah, man, I'm blessed. Yeah, it's
just beef up your resume, dude. Just that's like resume bling to work with Football Manager guy.
Absolutely, yeah. Both of the guys, dude. Like, yeah, I'm just blessed, man. Like, I think I told you before. Like, working with somebody that's got his own Wikipedia page, it's fucking insane. Like, what else? If I
directly with, I might add.
What?
Like, working directly with the guy, who has a Wikipedia page. It's not even like I'm working at the company of a guy who has a Wikipedia page, or the company has a Wikipedia page. No, he has a Wikipedia page, and he works with you directly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Again, man, just really blessed. It's been a privilege, and it's only been 2 weeks, but it's definitely been a privilege to work with, and the music guy as well. Like,
they're 3 months, right?
Yeah, 3 months.
The apprenticeships, yep. 3 months.
Yep.
And can you extend that further, or?
I don't think so.
Gotcha. Okay.
But still, like, I'm here for the
3 months is plenty of time.
Yeah. And dude, it's already been a huge learning experience, even though I'm just getting started. But it's my last 2 weeks is basically at first with the Football Manager guy who was the first person that I got the apprenticeship with. That we got.
Seems
started.
Like he knew exactly what he wanted. He was like, "Oh, this guy is perfect." Yoink, and just grabbed you.
Yeah. I mean, we went through the interview, and I think it sort of confirmed what he was already expecting out of me. So that was great. He was, and didn't have to wait for him interviewing other candidates. He was just really direct,
streamlined, and super quick. And it seems like the job, the apprenticeship that he has for you, would it seem like it was the perfect job for the perfect candidate? Is what it seemed like. You were just like a glove on hand. I don't know what the term is, but glove and mitt or whatever fit. Like, you're just like the perfect candidate for the role, right? Like,
yeah,
because what you did for like the last fucking 2-3 years, right, with Biblion and with Broke Homies and everything, was essentially marketing, and because you worked as like for an editorial, you worked as an editor and kind of like marketing everything,
yeah. Absolutely.
And your degree was in gaming, so the thing is like that's just like the perfect crossroad for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there are a bunch of things on that resume that I know that caught the eye, like different things, obviously. Like, I know that, for example, with the music, the podcast was one thing that caught his eye. It's like, oh, this guy has experience, with a podcast, with audio equipment, with audio processing and all that stuff. Like, even though I'm not, I don't have experience in the music industry, I have experience in things that closely relate to the music industry and to an activity which I think he wants to start at some point.
Gotcha. Right, because you had to edit the audio for the podcast. By the way, Danny does like all the editing for the actual audio of the podcast. Like, I just recorded on my end. I send him like just an audio segment, and then he does all of it.
Yeah,
so,
it's
like this is put together.
It's been great practice.
It's this is a podcast built on Danny's back, essentially. Is what I'm saying.
That's
here.
not true. That's not true, man. That's not true. If it wasn't for you, man, like how would we have, what is it, over 2,000 followers on Facebook? I don't know how many more followers on Instagram, but
well, how could I have done that without the help of Mr. Zuckerberg? You know, the Zuck. But yeah, I mean,
no, it's been we're the dynamic duo that makes it happen.
Oh yeah,
boom, boom.
Yeah. Speaking of which, podcast 17, man, and not to mention that like we've had like 2-part podcasts too, so we've probably put out like close to 20 different podcast edits over the course of the last year or so. Because I mean, Broke Homies is what, like a year and a couple months old or something like that.
Something like that.
Working on it for quite a while now.
Yeah, and it's dude. It's been
Google it now.
It's just been great. I think we've been taking it in a way that, you know, it's chill, you know, not it's chill, but it's like we want it to be ever more serious, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I think we want to, every time we put out something new, we want it to be a little bit better than the previous one, and I think that's
a better iteration of what we did last time.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And I hope there's a lot more on the way. Do you know the way?
For sure, man. Do you know the way? My brother. But right now we have that's a good meme. Right now we have 19 so like 16 podcasts released with 19 parts. I think I mean, this podcast was pretty long, so it'll probably be like a 2-part podcast, right? So this will probably be the second, like right now where I'm talking right now, it'll be the second part of this podcast. So it'll be the 21st segment released from Broke Homies.
I mean,
so that's like what, like
I mean, we're only getting to an hour right now. So
we're only getting to an hour right now?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What?
Because we had to re-record the stuff, remember?
Oh, that's right. Okay. But I mean, we have plenty more to talk about too. I don't think I talked about moving from California, did I? Yeah. So I'll be moving on the 1st of August to the great city of Austin in the great state of Texas.
Yeah.
You could argue that Texas is not only a state, but it is also a country, depending on who you talk to. But Texans are very proud of their state. And yeah, so I'm going to be moving to Texas. And here's the crazy thing is that 2 of my favorite people, along with their respective girlfriends, live or are going to live in Austin.
Yeah.
So Andoni, our boy from Mexico, and Austin, our Austin boy from Austin. Yeah.
Yes, Austin from Austin. Yeah.
That's his. Which is the same guy that made the
Interstellar.
The Interstellar sounding soundtrack that we were talking about earlier. He already lives in Austin, and Andoni's gonna move to Austin sometime soon.
Bro, can I just say that's gonna be so epic, so freaking epic.
Yeah,
like,
dude, honestly,
the 3 of you,
it couldn't have worked out any better.
Yeah,
it really couldn't have worked out any better. The only thing that would really make it better is like if we manage to get that fucking visa for you, and then like also and get fucking Lucas to move down as well from Oklahoma City. But Honestly, like, if we got like,
that would be fucking insane.
Nick and Christy also in California.
Dude, yeah, we need to
just
get
saying,
the whole crew.
Guys, if you're listening, Nick and Christy, the Gathmans, move to Austin, because then we have, we essentially have everyone.
Yeah,
we can take over the world with that crew. That is, we can take over the fucking world. We can turn Austin into an autonomous municipality.
Absolutely.
Like a great country in the country of Texas within the country of the United States of America. Is what we could make it. You know. But seriously, that's a power crew, dude. That is a power crew. If we could get everyone together, Jesus fuck.
Absolutely, dude. That would be. Yeah, it would just be awesome. Absolutely insane. Absolutely.
Think of the possibilities, man. Like,
they're endless, dude. Imagine.
That'd be crazy.
You got.
The thing is, like, the thing I like about being around you guys is that you guys are such hard workers that you just shame me into not being lazy, which is fucking the greatest thing ever. The thing is, like, you know, I could casually binge 100 episode anime or binge like 7 seasons of Dexter or of Game of Thrones or some shit. I could do that, which is because I can do that. I actually don't have a Netflix subscription on purpose, so that I can't physically binge anything.
Yeah.
But the other reason why I can't do that is because you guys exist, and whenever you guys are talking about, like, oh yeah, I got an apprenticeship with the football manager guy, or I got a job as a copywriter, or I just got a job as an engineer. You know, it's like, shit, I gotta step it up. It's like, you guys, like, honestly, like, your guys' success really does fucking motivate the shit out of me to do better. So, it's nice, like, apart from the fact that you guys are just my friends, right? Apart from that, like, there's like a very, very practical reason to want to be around you guys. So the thing is, like, it's like I don't want to say double-edged sword. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It's like, oh, I get to be around my best fucking friends, and they also encourage me to be better. Which those are not divorceable. Those are things, like, you guys, like, a part of the reason why we're friends, we're all, like, we have, like, this group of friends, is because we all are very hyper productive and very ambitious, right?
Absolutely.
Which I think is kind of one of the things that really ties the entire group together.
It is. Like, I think we all really do push one another into being a better version of ourselves. It's like
asking for more, pursuing more.
Yeah. And you know, I feel the same way you feel about, you know, you see the peeps making moves, you know, like getting jobs. You know, we got somebody that's the head of OC's esports. That's fucking crazy. When I first heard it, I was like, damn, that's fucking dope. That's, yo, like,
cause, shouts out to Lucas, huh?
Yeah, shout out to Lucas. I'm not gonna. Yeah, but it's just amazing, man. Like I know a bunch of people that would love to be in that position, including myself. Uh-huh. But
right. Honestly,
you know, yeah, like another one of us got what is it? A position as a modeler, character modeler or something. Like that's freaking insane.
Yep. Know who you're talking about, yeah.
Like
very good job.
People are you know, making their moves and such, and that in turn inspires us to be like, hey, you know, like I wanna be making moves. You gotta
step it up. You absolutely gotta step it up.
I wanna be making moves too, you know. I wanna make things happen too. So yeah, it's and it's like nobody is really gloating, you know. Like nobody's bragging.
That's the great thing about it.
It's just, you know, people are genuinely happy to know, like,
it's like there's like an enormous sense of self-confidence, like within the group. It's just like everyone is like self-confident and humble. Is like the best way to characterize it. With the exception of a couple people that aren't, like me with my gloating and my bragging, But
no, but we all rejoice, when
crazy.
We all rejoice and like feel motivated and just straight up happy when another one
honestly,
of us.
We just say congrats. Like that's the first thing that comes out. Congrats! I'm so happy for you, and we just mean it. Like you can feel that they mean it.
Yeah. It's not like, oh man, fucking bastard. I wish there's none of that. We're just genuinely really happy for the person. Being moving up, which is what all of us want to be doing, right? Just move up.
Right.
Keep achieving, keeping. Stacking up milestones and whatnot. But
right.
And that's why our group is so special, people. It's
absolutely I mean it's special because we treat each other like we're special. I think that's the most important thing, is that everyone treats each other with respect, and that shouldn't be an uncommon thing, should it?
No,
I don't think that should be an uncommon thing. Like
that should be the norm. That should be the fucking norm. That should be the norm,
but. It seems like that's like becoming like the whole community vibe, and like actually having like a group of people that you can like talk to about random shit. Like if someone like the group has a problem, we talk about it, and we're like, oh, sorry to hear that. You can call me anytime and talk it through.
Yeah.
Or if something good happens, like we said, like we don't gloat, but the thing is, like if we're like proud of something we accomplished, we do put it, like we have a group chat, we put it in the group chat, and we're like, hey, this happened today, and then we're like, congrats, because the thing is, like, no, you did something worth recognizing. Let us recognize your achievement. Please do mention that.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's not out of like this it's not out of arrogance. It's out of like and you should be proud for what you do, but you shouldn't want to. But it's not like a feeling of superiority. It's a feeling of a notable accomplishment, which is those are very different things.
Yeah. It's not with like a snobbish attitude. It's just
No, not at all. Not at all. Never is.
It's just you know that the peeps will be happy knowing about what just happened to you. Just. Like they will be
what happened to you or what you just did.
Either way, whatever you have to share, like they will be genuinely happy for you. They will not be like, yeah, congrats, but like hating you or anything. Yeah. No, it's just,
at least for the most part. I mean, there's a couple individuals, but
Dude, come on.
Nah, just kidding. The couple individuals is me. I'm the rotten apple that'll poison the group.
No. Doggy afuera. No.
Doggy afuera. No dogs allowed.
It's really great. Yeah, it's really great. And it would be really, really, really amazing if we could all just, actually be present physically in the same spot, same location.
Yeah.
Once again.
Getting back to the original point of meeting in Austin, converging in Austin.
Yeah. But let's face it, the world is not ready for it yet. It's dealing with COVID now. It's not yet ready for all the Dragon Balls to be together in one place.
Oh my god. Fucking, we're gonna summon Shenron. We have like the moment that all the group gets there, then Joe Rogan moves there too because he's been talking about it. We've summoned Shenron.
Oh my god.
That would be the summoning of Shenron. Austin? It's like, yeah, he's talking about Colorado or Austin. He's like, Austin's a really great place, man. It's like I think it's like one weed legalization away from him moving to Austin.
Exactly.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too, man. I think, yeah. If only Austin had legalized weed, but Yeah, I think he will go for Denver.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I mean, and weed is decriminalized in Austin.
Really?
No. Yeah, it's not legal, but
yeah, but it's I think we have the same thing going on here in Portugal. Actually, I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's decriminalized, so you know, like it's not legal to like sell, but you know, it's not illegal to be carrying. Yeah, something like that.
In Austin, in Texas,
in Austin, in the city of Austin.
It's still illegal to have, but the fines and you don't go to jail for having less than 56 grams of marijuana, but you do have to pay a fine. But it's also made specifically to not be a priority for the police. So essentially, very, very low chance that you'll get caught because police are told to not look for it.
Right.
And then 2, if you do get caught, then you just pay a fine. So it's like a parking ticket. Which is, you know, so it's kind of like a calculated risk that you could take where it's like, oh, okay, well, I might get a fine for smoking it, but that's the worst that would happen. And it says, permanent Texas residents can qualify for a medical marijuana card. So you can actually, medical apparently is, I'm not sure what the, if you have a medical card for the state of Texas, then I guess you can smoke weed using you can smoke medical marijuana if you have a card in Texas. So, which, I mean, I'm not if I'm completely honest, I'm not a big weed person. Even while I was in California, whenever I just got here, I was like, oh, it's so cool, weed, whatever. But now it's like, weed's cool, but it's just not really my thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you've moved on to other stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
kidding. I've moved on to cocaine. No, I'm just kidding.
DMT and S.
Coke. DMT.
Yeah.
DMT. Which that's like Joe Rogan's fucking nickname on everything too. He's like, it's like Joe DMT. I smoke I take DMT Rogan. I think you smoke DMT. Yeah? It's I think it's a white powder. It's kind of like similar to Coke, but like.
Yeah, he's always asking that. Like whenever the subject goes around the weed or something, he always goes like, "But have you tried DMT?" Oh my god, it's amazing DMT.
Yeah, DMT. Yeah.
It's DMT and chimpanzees. You know.
Oh my god, yeah, chimpanzees. He's always talking about chimps. Dude, you know what it kind of looks like? DMT.
What?
It kind of looks like panko, like panko, that you use for like breadcrumbs. Or kind of looks like Parmesan cheese, like the finely grated, like powdery.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Or like dehydrated grits. Like it kind of looks like a grainier. Grits. Yeah.
My God.
It looks like a grainier version of like a grainy powder almost. That's interesting. Okay. DMT, the spirit molecule, as they say.
Oh. Hell yeah.
That's his big thing though. This is claim to fame. Have you tried DMT? But but yeah, he's been talking about moving to Austin for a long time. It's just I know he loves his weed. In Colorado, Denver, Colorado is like one of the pioneers when it comes to legalizing recreational usage of drugs in general. I say drugs, but it's like what we should really say is like we should name the specific drug. In Colorado, weed was legal. I think it was the first place that weed was legalized. I had legal weed there, and then also they just decriminalized organic psychedelics. So I think shrooms would be a part of that.
Yeah.
Not sure if acid would be a part of that. So
probably not.
Anything that's psychedelic in nature, that's organic, I guess, is decriminalized. By the way, in Oakland and Santa Cruz, in the Bay Area and the Monterey Bay Area, respectively, they decriminalized the usage of organic psychedelic. It was like I don't remember exactly how it was phrased, but shrooms are legal essentially. Shrooms and like other like organic psychedelics are legal, or not legal, but like decriminalized. The same way that like in Austin, like weed is decriminalized.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's kind of like you don't really get in trouble for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right on.
Yeah. So, but Colorado is like the pioneer for this kind of stuff. Like they were the first ones to legalize recreational marijuana in the U.S. and they were also the first ones to decriminalize shrooms in the U.S. or the usage of like organic psychedelics in the U.S. So pioneer place, very very cool. So I could see like Mr. Rogan going over there. I think he wants to come to Austin, but because he really likes like barbecues and shit like that, right? Because he's always like, "Oh, I eat elk. Oh, elk is so great."
that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
The guy.
So,
Yeah. The guy hunts, and just all the meat, pretty much all the meat that he eats is what he hunts. Yeah, I think that's what he said on the podcast. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
Gonna have some elk, some moose, deer.
Some moose. Yeah.
I guess not moose, but yeah, like it's like
I get the point, but like game animal.
Yeah, it's not something that you find like on fucking 7-Eleven or Walmart or whatever, Brahms.
Mm-hmm. It's like does anyone want to buy half a deer? Like just like at 7-Eleven, like half a deer in the freezer out back. Although you know what, if you go to like a gas station or some shit in Texas, what if there was like some redneck ass guy that's like that owns a gas station in the middle of like West Texas or some shit, right? And he was like, "Yeah, I just shot a deer yesterday, and don't tell the local authorities about this, but I have half a deer in the back in the freezer, so $10 a pound or some shit like that, right?" Like I could see some fuck doing that.
Yeah.
In like West Texas somewhere. It was just like gas station, just like have like I didn't have enough freezer space back at the ranch or back at the fucking house.
Yeah.
So I decided to bring it to work. I could totally see that being the case. I could totally see that.
Yeah, not that surprising, not that outlandish for sure. But yeah, Austin, man, fucking Austin. That's not the person, the city. It's what is it about Austin that
that's good or is attracting us?
Yeah, like why Austin and not say Dallas or Houston, which are like
gotcha
bigger, more well known. I guess it is.
Gotcha. I mean, of late, like I think in the like Dallas and Houston are more well known, like traditionally, like in the past. But Austin, the growth rate in Austin, I think there's a lot of articles that I saw about Austin being the fastest growing big city. So it's like that's kind of like the best way to think about it is like it's a already big city that's growing even more right now. And so the thing is, like, you always want to go somewhere that's like in its like going up. It's in the incline rather than the decline, right?
Right.
And so that's a big thing. And then all of the big established companies that are in the Bay Area have their second headquarters in Austin. So you have Apple, Google, Facebook. I think it was either IBM or Oracle. I can't remember. But there's like a lot of the tech companies have a local presence in Austin.
Gotcha.
As well as a lot of big companies also having their like primary headquarters there as well. Like Dell, I think their headquarters are in Round Rock, which is like a suburb of Austin.
Wow.
And then Indeed, I believe, has their headquarters there. NVIDIA has their headquarters there. NVIDIA has their headquarters there. So it's a big tech city. And in that sense, it's very, very, very similar to the Bay Area. And there's been lots of people in California moving out of Austin to go to the Bay Area. Moving out of the Bay Area to go to Austin. And so it's a growing city with a very similar opportunity set to the Bay Area, and it's also like a lot more centralized as a city, because the thing is, the Bay Area, like Silicon Valley, a lot of it is kind of suburban looking. It's not really like super like tall buildings and like skyscrapers and stuff. San Francisco is much that way, but
right.
But generally speaking, like San Jose, for example, not really so much like the skyscrapers, the high rises and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know,
leveled.
And yeah, that's probably a better way to think about it. So, in Austin, like all the like, especially the downtown, it's very, very, very high, like lots of high rises. Not quite like San Francisco level high rises, or like, you know, like New York level high rises.
Right.
Yeah. But it's quite impressive, especially for a place that was known for just being like a weird hippie town in the past. Which, by the way, the Bay Area was that as well, like before like the whole Silicon Valley boom and everything. Like Santa Cruz is the only place that's around the Bay Area. I think it's technically part of the Monterey Bay Area, not the San Francisco Bay Area. But Santa Cruz still kind of retains that hippie culture
right.
that the Bay Area used to have. The Bay Area is just like this, like
it has changed,
suburban gentrified. Which I'm not hating on gentrification necessarily, but it's kind of boring. And Austin, I mean, if I'm completely honest, like I was actually like, it's like the companies that are here and the opportunities that are here are fascinating. Some of the startups that are here are fascinating, but the majority, like, I'm actually kind of like impressed with how little stimulating conversation goes on here in the Bay Area. Like, it's like everyone's very, very like reluctant to talk about anything controversial. Which, I mean, with how the Bay Area is, like, it's you definitely have to be very, very careful and selective with what you talk about and how you talk about it.
Right.
Whereas
because of backlash.
Yeah, it's just like the tech companies would get a lot of backlash if something were to happen within their corporate corpus, right?
Right.
So, and Austin has a lot of the same companies, but it's a little bit. The way I understand it is very different, because Texas is a red state. It's a Republican state, but Austin is a very like within Texas, what I understand it to be the most liberal part of Texas. So it's like a good crossroads where you get like a political mix and a lot of conversation, I think. Because the thing is, how do you synthesize the activists with the cowboys? You know, and I think that Austin's kind of where like you get some yeehaw and a little bit of no, like and a little bit of protest. They just kind of meet together. And regardless of what side or like whatever, like wherever you stand on any given issue, I think whenever you have conversation, it makes for a much better civil discourse.
Yeah.
And now that could be wishful thinking, because like I haven't lived in Austin, right? But that is a lot more of what I got whenever I was in Austin. So I'm looking forward to that possibility. and the specific reason why I'm moving, and I know I'm kind of rambling, but the last point, the specific reason why I'm moving out to Austin right now is because the Bay Area, they're on a hiring freeze, and because of what happened with COVID, my company had a bunch of layoffs, and I actually got laid off like in the process. And they were like, okay, well, and it's a temporary layoff. They're supposed to hire me back, but California has been closed, and it seems, based on what the governor was talking about, that it will remain closed for a while. I think I don't remember where it was, but they were saying that you can expect California to be closed for another 12 to 18 months, or like for this situation to go on for another 12 to 18 months. Is what they said, and that's insane, and I would starve if that were to happen. So I need to go someplace where I can get back to work, and Austin kind of fits the bill of whatever I can get here. All those positives that I was talking about, plus the fact that they're actually hiring, unlike the Bay Area.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, nobody can stay 12 to 18 months without,
No, it's like I wouldn't be able to eat. So that's my reasoning that's my pitch for Austin. It was kind of a long pitch, but I've been there too. The partying is also great.
The party,
which, I mean, like is it's like another thing, like 6th Street, Rainy Street, very, very, very fun. Very, very fun. And so it's like it's good for job opportunities, discourse, and also recreation. So it's like, well,
it's a place to be.
And great barbecue too. Great barbecue. Like Texas barbecue is really fantastic. It's delicious.
I bet.
So So I think one of the first things I'm doing is I'm meeting a friend of mine at a place called Cooper's. I guess it was like a local restaurant with a couple of different locations. But it's a bit older and more traditionally Austin. So
yeah, that's cool. That's
cool. Really cool.
Sounds great.
So I'll be getting some brisket over there, or some ribs, or something like that.
Some biscuits and gravy.
Some biscuits and gravy. What was that from again?
Who was that? That was Key and Peele, I think. Key and Peele, yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. We watched so much Key and Peele during college. We just fucking have a drink and just fucking giggle at how
it was awesome. Yeah, Key and Peele never fails to amuse us. I think just so funny, so hilarious.
I love Key and Peele. Shit, man.
Good times, yeah, man. Yeah. Nostalgia kicking in like crazy.
You know what? Actually, there's another funny man that lives in Austin. You know who I'm talking about?
Another funny man.
A funny man. So Key and Peele are funny men.
Yeah.
Alex Jones lives in Austin.
What in the world?
Alex Jones, Mr. Conspiracy Theorist.
Yeah. In Austin.
Crazy guy. He lives in Austin. That's where he's based out of.
Man. You'd think like a guy like him would be somewhere in Florida, just deep south,
I would have thought like right in the political shit bucket of
Washington,
of LA.
Oh,
I would have thought LA. I mean, like I say political shit bucket, but like even like a lot of the more like right wing speakers and like people are like based out of LA. Like Ben Shapiro, he's fucking I think he's based out of LA as well. Like all the like PragerU, the Breitbart people, like all of them, like all the right wingers that are talking, they're all talking out of LA as well.
That's true. Yeah. Why is that?
I think it's just like whenever like if you're doing entertainment, it's that, and like whenever you're doing any sort of cultural work, like if you're like, because politics is kind of cultural in nature, right? It's like what you think you should prioritize.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then if you're cultural, you're gonna be coming out of LA, because that's like the center of culture in the US. That's where like Hollywood is and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, that's where.
Let me go close the window real quick. Give me a second.
It's funny. It's funny you go close the window, but as we're having thunder here, like really bombastic thunder going on
Mr.
here.
Bombastic.
Yeah, heavy lightning.
Mr. Lightning.
Your common OKC night, just a little bit of lightning. Bit of thunder.
A little bit of lightning. Very, very frightening.
Yeah.
Galileo.
Bro, we're
talking about politics.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, if it's cultural, it comes out of LA. That's just usually the way I think about it.
Yeah, that's
if it's cultural,
that's true.
It generally comes out of LA.
That's true.
For the most part. And
makes sense.
That's what I would have. That's where I mean, Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan podcast, also based out of LA as well. And what else? The music industry, everything comes out of LA as well. For the I mean, not everything, but like most part, like a lot of the big stuff comes out of LA, right?
Yeah, LA and New York. It's those two poles.
Yeah, for sure. So, and Austin is more like not so the cultural influence as much as it is like the tech influence. It's gonna be like a very big player in terms of just future tech.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, that's especially if California stays locked. If it stays closed, it's gonna give Austin the opportunity to shine.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, like Texas in general is just getting an influx, like a giant influx of Californians right now, and every Texans, like traditional, like indigenous Texans, I guess, or like people that are actually from Texas, have been complaining about it nonstop.
Yeah,
'cause, I mean, I get it. It's like if you're more like more conservative, right, and then like you see a lot of these like hyper liberal Californians come into your state, you're gonna think like, no, you're gonna like turn our state into what California is, you know? And
I don't think it will be that possible. Honestly, I think
we'll see. Yeah, everyone's worried. Everyone's really worried about it.
I think Texas is just it's just too much. It has too much of a strong identity. You know what I mean? It's like it's Texas. Mm-hmm. It's the Texans. It's the country within the country. So
yeah,
I think if you're a Californian and you're going into Texas thinking that it's gonna be like California, or that somehow your ideas and your views will be received the same way as in California, you're gonna have a rude awakening. It's like
yeah, I agree with that.
Because I
will mention Austin is the capital of Texas, though. That's another thing that I want to mention.
That is true.
Yeah. So
I don't
know if that has too much to do with it, but I mean, like, well, I don't think that's because the thing is, like, you still have, like, if you're gonna vote for a governor, like, you're still gonna have to get like state votes and stuff. But
absolutely,
you might have a lot more, like, it is significant, I think, that the capital would be the most liberal part of Texas. I think that would have some sort of political bearing, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
not sure exactly. I'd have to think about that more. Maybe I'm talking about my ass. Maybe I'm completely talking out of my ass.
I think if Austin was a bigger city, it would have more of a political weight on Texas as a whole. I think because, you know, Houston, such a big city, Dallas is such a big city, like Austin's influence is kind of compromised or like restricted to it's.
I see.
Yeah, but
I'm actually googling the population of all of them. Like, now that you just mentioned that. So Dallas Fort Worth has in the metropolitan area 6.3 million people, which is quite a bit.
Yeah.
Houston probably has like over 10 million, my guess. Oh no, not at all. It's 6.3 as well. More 6.3, 6.4. So it's about the same. Austin's actually surprisingly populated.
Like what?
Wait, hold on. Houston metro area population 7.1 million, it says. Okay, so I guess the Austin metropolitan area is pretty populated from what I remember. Austin metropolitan area, like, including like the Williamson County, Travis County, and Hayes County, 2.2 million.
Nice.
So it's a third of the population of.
Yeah, no.
It's a third of the population of both of those, but
not bad.
Still pretty big. Oh, it's a 5-county metropolitan area, it says. But the significant part about that is that within those 5 counties, you're probably going to find all the tech companies,
right?
As well. So.
Yeah, and yeah. Huh? No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, another big thing is that in Austin's gonna have a big educational, like, hold on over Texas too. Like, a lot of the best educated from Austin are gonna come out of UT at Austin, right? Which is a very, very prestigious school. Not to mention, I think Georgetown, I think, falls within the Austin metropolitan area. Georgetown University.
Yeah, the basketball hub.
Oh no, sorry, it's not Georgetown. What am I fucking saying? It's in fucking, what was, there's a university. It's not Georgetown University. Hold up. I'm fucking stupid. Austin, there's a big university that comes out of there. It's not in Austin per se, but it's pretty close to Austin. What was it? There's a big university here. It's in Waco, Texas, but Waco is like between Austin. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. But what the fuck was the university? I can't remember. It's bothering me now.
Is it Baylor?
Oh, Baylor. It's Baylor.
Yeah. Private Baptist.
It's Baylor.
Research University.
Baylor is a very big university. But anyways, the big one is, I think, UT at Austin, and then also Texas State, which is in San Marcos, right between Austin and San Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And not too many. I mean, I know, like, now we're kind of going off of, like, the political. Actually, I don't know. I don't really know too much about Texas politics. So, like, I actually can't talk too knowledgeably about that. But I do think that
it's a sovereign state. That's their political.
Is the political? Yeah. Honestly, yeah. But was it so? You know how the Bay Area, Silicon Valley is situated between, roughly between the cities of San Jose and San Francisco, right? On the West Bay area. So that's how it works. It's between two cities. There's a bunch of companies that have their headquarters, and on either side there's kind of like surrounding the Silicon Valley. You have a lot of very good universities, and then you also have Stanford right in the middle in Palo Alto. So
nice.
Like in that area, there's a bunch of like great human capital that you can get, like a lot of good students that come out of that area, right? And this in the same way, like because Austin has UT at Austin, also Texas State in San Marcos. I think that a lot of people that are going to go to work at a bigger city like San Antonio or Austin. And so there's plenty of opportunity once you get out of university to move to one of these two cities. So I think you're going to see San Marcos and a lot of places right between Austin and San Antonio getting really, 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 really big and full of lots of different university campuses and company campuses. Yeah.
It makes sense. Yeah. So we said it today. So like a few years from now, we're gonna go back and check like how many have appeared since today. We're gonna fact check our prediction.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Yeah, it's like it'll be a very curious thing to kind of observe.
Yeah, it will be a very curious episode if we're still doing this. Which I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I called it. Ha. But yeah.
I mean, I'm just kind of looking at it as like a prediction based off of like what I know about what happened in like what it's like in Silicon Valley, right? And they even have like a similar name for it. Like they have like a weird like popular culture reference to Silicon Valley. They call it Silicon Hills. Like this is like a phrase that some people use to describe like kind of like the tech companies and like the tech hub that is Austin.
Gotcha. Silicon Hills.
Silicon Hills. It's I mean, it's not like people like everyone there calls it like Silicon Hills, but they call it like Austin because it has its own name. But I think that name might stick if they start developing a lot of companies like between San Antonio and Austin. It's not that big of a stretch of land. Like between Austin and San Antonio.
Right.
Like how far is that? But this is just kind of like an interesting conjecture that I have in like a very. I've been saying this for a while to everyone, but like just like a little conspiracy theory almost. The distance by car between San Antonio and Austin is 100 an hour and 15 minutes, so it's like 80 miles. The difference between San Francisco and San Jose is about 40 miles, something like that.
Okay.
So it's kind of similar in a sense. Like I mean, it's not like it's a lot closer. Like San Francisco to San Jose is a lot closer than Austin to San Antonio, but it kind of has like a similar characteristic.
Yeah, but you can make the connection. You can make the connection. It's not that big of a stretch. I mean,
that's a pun. Get it? Like a stretch.
Yeah, sure. I didn't mean to, but whatever.
Unintentional. But yeah. It's about 50 miles between the two cities. So it's like 30 miles more that you have between Austin and San Antonio. But I don't know. I'm just kind of like looking at a lot of different characteristics between the two areas and seeing what it's. I think it's important to predict what's going to happen there, so you know how to like predict. Like you can work kind of ahead of time and have. If I know what's going to happen, I can like see the future, right? Then I can make a lot better predictions on what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
Or I can prepare for those changes. That makes sense.
No, absolutely. It's good to be prepared.
Yeah, so, but anyways, that's my rant on Austin. I've been doing a lot of research. I have a lot of information in my head.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. Know what you're getting into, basically. And plus you're gonna. It's good that you're gonna have people there, to help you, to like support you as you're moving into this new city, this new environment, and all that. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's so valuable. It's nice that all my boys are gonna be there. It's fucking cool. I will say one thing. I am a little bit sad that I'm not gonna be as close to the ocean. Now, there's Galveston and Corpus Christi, that are pretty. Like it was like I think like a 4-hour drive or some shit away from Austin to get to. Mm-hmm. So it's not that bad. Like it's definitely manageable, but I'd have to take like a weekend, and like a planned weekend to go, and then like it's not like a day trip. Whereas gotcha. Like the other day, like 2 days ago, I had to like we just went to Santa Cruz and just chilled there for a day and then just drove back.
Nice.
I won't be able to do that for a while, but
right.
Apparently, the reservoirs that are made in Texas are very, very cool though. Like it's like the lakes are really cool over there.
Hey, that's good. Yeah.
But, yeah, Texas, Austin,
America,
Japan, Portugal.
Ooh.
But, all right, dude. Do you have anything to add? Anything else that you want to talk about?
Nah, bro. Just good luck. Good luck as you're heading towards, the final days in California, and then moving into Austin, man. So it's a safe trip and smooth transition.
Thank you.
One love.
Indeed.
Man.
All right, guys. This was podcast number 17. Big boy Danny and myself.
Yeah.
We're making moves, so look forward to some future podcasts with us, and hope to speak in front of y'all soon.